So in this video, I'm going to talk about the empath awakening, the program that put you to sleep, and who exactly put you to sleep, for how long you have been sleeping, and why you have been sleeping, for this matter. Now, the empath always reaches a moment, a point where they receive a spiritual awakening. So many empaths wake up. Usually, I don't know, for some reason, it's through abuse. Narcissistic abuse, okay? You've been dealing with a narcissistic parent. You've been married to a narcissist. Maybe you've had a narcissistic friend over the years. One day, something just happens. There is some form of divine intervention. And you wake up from the sleep, okay? The awakening feels like the first thing that comes to your mind is like you're snapping out of something, you know? So you're snapping out of a very, very deep sleep. You know, that sometimes that awakening can even send you into shock. You know, the empath can go into shock in those first few moments. And you don't know what just happened. You don't know how long have you been sleeping, for how long have you been sleeping. You don't understand anything around you. It's like you start to remember that you have already forgotten yourself many years ago. You've forgotten who you are. You know, that's what the awakening feels like. It brings you out of this very serious deep sleep. As much as it's exciting to get out of this deep sleep, it also makes you realize as an empath how long you've been sleeping. Sometimes you're angry with yourself. You're sad at yourself. You're like, why couldn't you see this, these things happening around you? How couldn't you figure out what was going on? Now, a lot of these relationships, whether it is family relationship, whether it is intimate relationships, it doesn't matter. You are in some form of entanglement. Any involvement with a narcissist is not a relationship, okay? It's not a genuine relationship. It's not a genuine friendship, okay? It's an entanglement with entities, demonic entities. These entities, like I've said, they know who you are, but they're also afraid of your path, your purpose, your mission, and they're afraid of your destiny. Because your mission is going to make their work very difficult. They cannot operate with the light. You know, entities, these entities, dark entities, evil entities, demonic entities operate with darkness. It's why you have been with a narcissist and you always felt like they have this dark energy within inside of them, okay? An energy that couldn't explain. Now, if you are an empath, the reason why you was asleep, first of all, is because it was very important to keep you in that state where you are not conscious. You couldn't understand who you are. So when you don't understand who you are, you can never be able to do the things you came here to do. And eventually, you have got some mission. Everybody has got some form of mission, okay? But at least you know, as a chosen one, as the empath, you have got something you came here to do. Whatever it is you came here to do, it has already been premeditated even before you came onto this plane of the 3D. And these agents, what they do, they will locate you wherever you are. Let me say this very slowly so that you guys understand what I'm saying. The agents, they know what you're here for and what you're here to do. They will usually locate you from the very moment you pop out of your mother's womb. So you could have found, for example, back in the days when he was little, he was feeling this mistreatment from parents. Your parents, you felt they never liked you. They never liked you. You know, they treated you a certain way. They usually punished you. They did horrible things to you. Now, these parents, there's a very big chance that you have been born into a narcissistic family dynamic. This is one of the things I usually tell empaths. And many empaths is very difficult for them to digest. They are finding it very hard to swallow this or to digest this, that their parents are narcissistic, their mothers are narcissistic. I've been there. I was one of the guys who struggled back in those days to accept this fact, because it's the only thing I needed for me to move on. Okay, if I kept on struggling around with cognitive dissonance, trying to give them benefit of doubt because they were my father or parents and stuff like that, I would never be able to evolve, ladies and gentlemen. You cannot evolve when you keep on fighting with the truth. Okay, the truth is there. It's just some people perceive this truth differently and accept this truth as well differently at their own pace. You know, it takes some time to digest these things. So the parents have monitored you from day one. Remember that you're dealing with entities. These entities are operating through your parents. So they keep on monitoring you as a child. They will make sure that you never achieve anything. They will make sure that they kill you late. They will deem you late. They will make sure that you will never operate at the frequency that you're meant to operate. So you was usually put behind other family members. As a black sheep, you might have noticed as well that you've been struggling a lot. You know, you were the last one to be sent to school. Sometimes you could struggle even in schools. You was struggling everywhere that you went as a black sheep as well. And you couldn't understand why certain things would happen, why people would treat you a certain way, or why would they do certain things. Why would they behave a certain way towards you? There was entities that was in your case, okay? So when you're in this deep sleep state, the purpose of this is to keep you as asleep as they can, okay? You're not supposed to wake up. You weren't supposed to wake up. Now, during this stage of sleep, when you're asleep, so many horrible things happen. You will watch everything around you. You will take the notes, like I've said in some of my videos. You'll be taking your notes, learning things, doing this and that, but most of the times you will not have the power to do anything, okay? You can only just flow, go with the flow, but you do not have that power to do anything. The only power you will always get as an empath is when you go through this process of awakening, you know, whereby you're taken out of this deep sleep. Some people want to say it's your most high. Me, I call it divine intervention. So whatever divine is for you, maybe it's Allah, it is your, you know, Buddha, it is your Jesus. Some people want to say it's Jesus. Some people say God, most high. So this divine intervention comes in for you because the divine intervention is the last stage. Because you see, if the Most High doesn't wake you up, you will never end up in the right place. Most cases is why you hear a lot of empaths. They end up in whatever, these psychiatric hospitals. Some empaths, you hear them, they will kill themselves. It is the last option. This is the last resort, okay? Any person that has just got an awakening, you come close to them, you will see those people, these vampires have been draining the energy out of them. They're like walking zombies. They are nearly zombies. So the awakening is the last stage. It is either you wake up or you die. So a divine intervention happens. You see, because as an empath, you're a very beautiful person. You do things out of love. Now, these kind of demonic entities, they have nothing to do with love. They're not on that frequency. So anybody who is about love and light, they're coming to destroy that person. So, like I've said, this program will start with your parents. They will scapegoat your entire lives, not only in your families. You'll continue in schools, and you'll figure out that you always picked up on when you're in school, back in primary, whatever, college, university sometimes. The scapegoating just couldn't stop. When you went for holidays back at home, you could see some people in your neighborhood picking up on you, continuing to attack you wherever you was. That is because you are on a frequency that disturbs certain demonic entities on this plane. They cannot operate with that frequency, okay? They don't want anybody to operate at that frequency, so they have to kill down your life so that you can be like them. That's what usually happens in this case. So, as the life goes on, the torment sometimes intensifies because maybe, you reach that point whereby it's time for you to date, you're in that age where you want to start dating. It's time for you to start dating. Maybe you want to start a family. So what usually happens now, that's when you start running into these vampires again, because I've told you these are spirits, okay? They just need to move around with bodies, okay? They just operate through different bodies, but it's normally the same spirits that are tormenting you. So when it was your time to date, relationships and stuff like that, maybe sometime you wanted some friends, there was another one, this other one came in, then you started dating, then the torment continued in that relationship. And you're feeling like, are you here to be tormented? Aren't you here to experience the beauty of life? Are you just here like to go through torment and torture from people around you, from your friends, from your family members, from your wives, husbands? And you just can't understand what is going on as an empath. It's very difficult to understand this, okay? The program of these entities, like I've said, it is a program to keep you asleep, okay? The reason of the torment, the more you go through pain, that frequency of pain, fear, that kind of stuff whereby you're always hurting, you're always in agony, it keeps you on a very low vibration. So you are never able to shine your beautiful light that is inside of you. So they kind of come in to dim that light. And they operate using different sources. Sometimes you can even could have been attacked by your own church. From family to friendships to schools to churches to relationships, everywhere. That was the intention of the program, okay? So the awakened empath, normally they start to become aware of this program, okay? So some people wake up out of this deep sleep, and they start to understand they have been under some program, okay? This has been like a software that they have been following over the years, and they could just never get out of this program, okay? So awakening is a blessing on its own, because awakening makes you realize most of the battles that you've been fighting behind the scenes that you were never aware about, you wasn't aware of. It makes you understand the people you've been dealing with over the years. You start to get into making for yourself very powerful, life-changing decisions because you're aware, okay? So you've tapped into this consciousness, which makes you aware of who you are. You remember who you are, and now you decide to move authentically in your own authentic truth, okay? These energies and entities don't have anything to do with your empathy, okay? They are very brutal, they are very horrible, they are very demonic. Their mission is to destroy anything that passes that crosses their path, okay? Not only do they siphon energy from the beautiful empaths like you, they also leave you destroyed, okay? So you are not supposed to operate. It's the reason as to why you see very many empaths in these days are starting to wake up. Very many empaths around the world. If you look around the world, many empaths are starting to wake up because this battle has been carrying on for so many years. There's so many things that have been happening for all your life as long as you remember. There is even empaths who are starting to wake up at the age of 50. Some people are waking up at 60. And you're realizing that you have been sleeping your entire life. You know, a person has been like sleeping for 40 years. Now, when you wake up, it is very important to give gratitude to God, okay? Be very grateful that you woke up. I can promise you, there's people who are trying or want to wake up, they can't, okay? There is people who wish they can wake up. I can promise you this is a program. It is very deep in your subconscious. These people are very deep in your skin. It's very difficult to wake up. So a lot of these stories which you hear when people say that they have failed to let the narcissist go, to release the narcissist, is because that program, they are following a program. The program has got so they have got an assignment. They are following a program. That program is very deep in your skin. So the programming has actually started ever since you was a kid. Like I've said, it has just been carrying on even through your through your childhood and into eventually your adulthood. It feels like you know, when you wake up, you have this feeling that, have you missed the bus? Did you just miss the bus? What has been happening around you is like there are all these light bulbs starting to come in, and you know, all this information and everything. And you're wondering, for how long have you been sleeping? You cannot even figure out how long you've been sleeping. You know, you even remembering that you've been sleeping your entire life, you know? Regardless of what has happened to you empaths, you never lost yourself. Yes, you lost yourself back in the days. You forgot who you are, for that matter. But you never lost the love that is inside of you. That is the only thing that is saving you. The love that is inside of your heart. Because regardless of what has happened in your journey, regardless of who has tormented you, who has tortured you, who has abused you, you can still wake up and you release these people and forgive them. Okay? That is the power of love. It is why a person that vibrates at that frequency is able to heal very fast, because there's always that love inside of you. These entities wanted to kill and destroy that frequency. It never happened. You always kept on doing good things, even when there was trouble around you and chaos around you. You kept on loving people authentically and genuinely. There was always that frequency inside of you, the frequency of love. That is what saved you. So people sleep for years, you know, people sleep for ages. People sleep for 20, 30 years, people sleep for 5 years, 17 years, or whatever. The people who wake up, they have been blessed. They have been chosen for their assignments, because you see, there is things that you came here to do. And the only way you're going to be able to meet your purpose, find your purpose and your mission, you are first of all going to get awakened. There's no other way around it. Okay? It's the reason as to why some people who have gone through an awakening, people, they look at you and they're thinking that, oh, what is wrong with this person? You know, 2 days ago, there was different. We had a conversation, we had some dinner, you know, they were talking different, but all of a sudden, after maybe a week or two, they cannot recognize who you are. That is because they never even knew you in the first place, you know. They only knew you when you was in the program, but they cannot recognize you when you're outside of the program, okay? When you have snapped out of that program that put you to sleep, the people will not understand. They are going to fight with your true authentic self, because that is the version of you they never knew before. They have known the version of you for so many years, for the last 10 years when you was asleep, but they cannot understand and overstand this version of you that is presented to them post-awakening, because that is the authentic version of you. That is the authentic you, you know. So that is why people start running up and down. They don't know they don't know which names to call you. They are thinking you're crazy, all this kind of stuff. It's nothing personal, okay? Don't take this personal. They just don't understand you. And you do not have to, you do not owe anybody an explanation. You just have to do what it is you got to do to heal yourself and, you know, to move forward with life, okay? So Awakened empaths is very powerful people, okay? Awakened empaths, those are the people. They cannot be manipulated. It's going to feel like anybody who tries to set you up or stuff like that, they are going to set up themselves, okay? A person tries to do something against you, they are going to injure themselves. They are going to end up in very, very horrible circumstances because they don't understand who they are dealing with, okay? An awakened empath is the person who has remembered their light. Now that light is going to shine double. And there's nothing you can do. So those people who used to think that they would run behind closed doors, behind the scenes, and start running around with these black magics and start mixing stuff to torment you and torture you, post-awakening is game over. Those energies, they are continuously going to bounce back to those individuals, and that's why you hear a lot of people are dying for nothing, because they're trying to mess with the wrong person. So I've told you guys, this whole process is spiritual. It is a lot of stuff that is going on behind the scenes. Many people don't talk about, you don't hear about this in schools, and you don't hear about this in your churches, okay? So it's spiritual warfare. It is meant to make it very hard for empaths to shine, okay? So that they can continue harvesting, because this is like it feels like an energy whereby these are entities who are just moving around harvesting energy and harvesting souls, okay? That's their mission. So they have done that for a very long period of time, but I think their time is coming to an end, okay? So empaths, you don't have to be fearful of these whole things. Don't be fearful, just prepare yourself and, get awareness and enlightenment, but don't be fearful because you have too much power over these entities. There's nothing they can do to you, okay? So don't be fearful, prepare yourself, get enlightened, empower yourself in so many ways, educate yourself, okay? Everything that you're here to do, I can promise you, it comes to you, okay? Sometimes even your purpose is going to meet you unprepared. It's not something you'll be expecting. I'm going to do a whole video on this. You will just wake up one day and you figure out that this is what you're going to do. And sometimes it's not what you have always expected, okay? So be patient with yourself, empaths. The program is there behind the scenes. Many people are not aware of it. The awakened ones know what it is. And the people who do this program and who are responsible for these programs, the awakened empaths also know who are responsible for these people, okay? For these kind of programs. It goes on for years, but it breaks. The very moment you snap out of it, and you get your own spiritual awakening. I hope everything will happen for you. You will get your light bulb moments, and you will be able to wake up from this deep sleep. So let us know what you think about this video in the comment section below. You guys know that I do love and appreciate your support. Book a session. You may donate or support my channel if you want to. Everything you need, you will find it in the description below. And until then, I will catch you guys in my next one. Denzomos signing out. Much love and blessings. Peace.